Hey everybody, hope you're all doing well. Do a little update here and a few other things. This episode with Jonny Africa is cooking with Jonny Africa. Okay, so you're gonna see what's in my kitchen, kind of my kitchen. But let's take a look. Okay, so today I'm cooking lunch right now. Here it is. We have macaroni. Okay, I got this going. This is just about al dente right now. Okay, this is what they call a bry pan out here, which is just like a hot plate, electric hot plate kind of thing. They call it a bry pan. So they do a lot of cooking, basic cooking on here, and this is, I don't have a lot that's available to me, especially for my personal use. So this is kind of what I have to use to cook most of my stuff. I even do like a double boiler kind of thing on here. I just boil the water. I'll put this pan here, or pot here, in the boiling water that's in there, and then I'll cook something in the pot. While I'm here, actually, I'll show you this. This is Sedgwick's, the original Old Brown. This is they call this OBS is what they call this, and it's a nice sherry. I mean, I've never had sherry, but that's a common drink out here, and it's actually very cheap. I think it has kind of a bad name because I think a lot of drunkards usually buy that, or things like that, because it's so cheap. But it's for, if you're interested. Let's see. I mean, it's made here in South Africa. If I can get that to focus, Republic of South Africa. You can see there. And it is 17%. So not bad. And this little flask here is a liter flask, big flask bottle, and that's about, I think it usually is about 40 rand, so $4 you can get that thing. That's pretty good. Okay, so we got macaroni, which I should probably stir again real quick. I think that's just about ready. So by the time I finish this video, I can move on to the next step. And the next step is Jack Daniels and Coke. There we go. That's the next step. Okay, Jack Daniels and Coke, down the hatch. Okay, so now that I have that done, the next step is pasta sauce, tomato and herb. I can get these packets, which you'll see over here. I have several others. I just went to the store the other day and I loaded up on some food, which I'm very happy about, because sometimes I get pretty hungry around here. So it's always nice to have some stuff in the kitchen if I need, to do something myself. And so these things are like 5 rand. That's 5 cents. So anyways, it's not too exciting, but there you go. So I bought a bunch of those things for 50 cents American. And but today it's the tomato and herb. This is what's gonna go on there, and I'll throw a few extra things in there, such as hot sauce, and make it spicy. I like spicy. And I don't know, some white pepper. They're big on white pepper out here, so you can buy little packets of white pepper for next to nothing. I mean, I think it's like 50 cents, or it's less than $1. I'll show you now. This is what I got, a little packet of white pepper. And, there's enough in here to last a while. I mean, depends on how much you use it, obviously. But there's a good amount in there. So, and white pepper is pretty good. Different flavor than black, obviously. A little more mild and smooth. But great to cook with. Awesome to cook with. So, yeah, that's that. What else do I have here? Let's see. Turn it around here. Rubber cement and tire plugs. Tire plug equipment. That's sitting in my kitchen right now. Yeah, we use that stuff a lot. So, yeah, I have that sitting in here, I guess as backup, because things disappear around here easily. You know, someone moves it, doesn't tell anyone, and tire plugs. We're used. I can't tell you how many tire plugs I put in this season, this whole season. We're constantly getting punctures, and we have, they call it sickle bush, and it has these big, well, it can be very big thorns on it, and they're like a nail. They're hard as a nail. And like Andre here on the farm, he'll tell you, he says, you know, those sickle bush, he says, they look for a tire to puncture. They're looking for a tire to puncture, because all you need to do is just barely run over one little branch or anything, and you'll probably have a puncture. So that's unfortunate, but that's what it is. So yeah, I have that sitting in my kitchen. I probably have another set somewhere else too, but yeah. So moving on. Okay, next item. Okay, here you go. Here's the main attraction. I found, well, actually, there's a little more to the story. I'm with some clients today, and I had to take them to a hike down to the waterfall, and this is a nice little bird. I probably should have tried to look up what bird this is before I did this video, but I'm in a pretty big rush here. So, so here he is. I found this, yeah, oh sorry, the guys in the water found this cool little bird, because we went down to the waterfall for a swim, and some of the guys brought this guy back out and said, you know, they found him in the water, and, you know, and so they pulled him out and gave him to me, and I said, well, that's fine with me, because I used to raise birds, so, I mean, you know, I'm fairly certain I can take good care of them, as long as I can come back once in a while during the day and feed them and stuff like that. But yeah, I was down there and I had my hat on, and there's plenty of this green grass, which may look fairly lush, but it's actually kind of stiff. Of course, this is a little dried out by now. But I cut some fresh green grass and put that in there and kind of covered him up, because I think we found his nest in the rocks, in a crack in the rocks, right next to the water. So, but yeah, so I don't know. So now I have a little baby bird to take care of, I guess, which I'm okay with. I love birds, and like I said, well, for those of you that don't know, I used to be a part of Wild Wings of California, which is like a non-profit organization that rehabs sick and injured wild birds from anything, all the way up to birds of prey, everything. I mean, hawks and peregrine falcons and owls and all the good stuff, as well as all your common birds as well. Mockingbirds, scrub jays, sparrows, all sorts of stuff, mourning doves, pigeons even, I mean all sorts of stuff. But sorry, I'm stirring my macaroni here. I think that's about done actually. But so we'll wrap this up. But anyways, I figured I haven't done a video update in a while, and there's this cool little guy who's my buddy now. So I need to try and look good after him, you know, give him good care and take care of him, and hopefully, I don't know, I'm leaving in like, I have to check the calendar, but it's like maybe like 3 weeks I think I'm leaving the farm. So I don't know if he's gonna be old enough to release where he can fly and, you know, fend for himself by then. So we'll see what happens, but right now there's nobody, you know, there's nobody around that can take better care of him than me right now, as far as I'm aware. I mean, I really don't know anyone else who knows this much about birds or anything. I was actually talking to one of the clients though, Anna Lee, and she was saying that she used to take care of birds and stuff like that. So I don't know, maybe when it's time for me to ship out, I can pass this off to her. I really don't know. But when it gets closer, I'll probably mention it to her and see what she thinks. Because I don't think 3 weeks. I don't think he's going to be ready in 3 weeks. I think it's going to be closer to 5, maybe 6. It's been a while since I've raised birds like this. A lot of years, but man, we did it a lot when I was a kid. So I think I have a decent feel for it. But nice little guy, man. A nice little. It's going to be some good company. Some good company, you know. I mean, a little bird, something to take care of, something to nurture, you know. My little buddy back home here. So I don't know. I'm gonna try and find a nice spot for him. You know, looks like I'm gonna have to surrender my hat for a nice nest for him. I'll put a bunch of you know, tissue paper, toilet paper in there, along with maybe some of this grass. I'll cut some new grass maybe every couple days, maybe every 2 days or so. So he's got some nice fresh grass and stuff in there, some bedding. And we'll just see how it goes. But he's so funny. He's so funny. He just, I mean, he'll look at me and he can stand. I mean, he's standing there. But he you know, as I move around, he'll kind of watch me, and that's just so funny. But he just sits there. He doesn't do much. That's it. He's got those little, we call it like the Einstein. We used to always call it like the Einstein hair. He's got those little baby feathers on his head still. Here, there you go. You can kind of see that fuzz on his head there a little better. But he's got that Einstein hair. I just think it's so funny because they sit there with their kind of odd demeanor, you know. Yeah, I don't know. I got this. It's just buns, rolls. They call it white bread, basically. Which obviously is fairly worthless, but what we used to feed these guys back home when we were raising them was monkey chow. They call it monkey chow, but it was essentially these bread balls, really, and then you just put it in water and it'll puff up, and then we sprinkle vitamins like powdered vitamins over it. That's it. That's how I used to. When the birds got a little older, that's all we used to feed them. That's it. I'm hoping I have my really good, I mean, like top-notch vitamins here with me. It's like powdered vitamins you can put into water, dissolve, and then drink it. So you know, I just I think I put it in the fridge here. I'll show you. It's red in color, the vitamins. Of course, I put a little extra bread in there than I probably needed to, but you can see some of the red on some of the pieces down in there. Yeah, maybe not too attractive, but it's just wet bread. Really, it's just wet bread, and then the vitamins I just stir in water, and then I put the bread in. That's it. The bread soaks it up, and then I can, you know, get him to open his mouth and just cram a little piece down in there, get him to swallow it. So I had him eat 2 decent-sized chunks already. So I think he's okay for now. I gave him water earlier when I was carrying him back up because I didn't have anything to feed him. But I figured at least it was very hot. By the way, at least the weather forecast said it was going to be 36 today and 36 degrees Celsius, and so that's a bit over 100 if I'm correct. Anyways, still getting used to that stuff, but I think that's a number of degrees above 100, like. 105, 106, somewhere around there, I think. But it was very hot today. A lot of clouds though, so it's humid too. And man, I feel like I'm back east when I was in Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and man, you just like step outside and you're just sweaty and sticky, and oh man. So I mean, whenever I can help it, I'll go jump in the shower and just rinse off. It just gets so sticky out here. But and I've been doing a lot of hiking around, hunting, and this and that. So, you know, a lot of that has been going on. But anyways, so that was my quick cooking show. I guess, shoot, all right. We'll just go ahead and give you a quick tour of, I guess, the fridge while we're at it. It's kind of tough because I have the fry pan here, and like all the houses out here, the electrical outlets are in like the worst places you can possibly imagine, and they're like the only ones. It's not like in America where we have one on, well, almost every wall, at least in a lot of places. And so anyways, I have to make do with this cord here, and make sure I don't tear down my macaroni from the shelf, which is just begging to be knocked over. But okay, let's take a peek in the fridge here. Obviously, you know, you gotta have, you know, your beers, your booze, that sort of good stuff. Windhoek beer, lager. This is really good, all natural beer. I mean, there's nothing. I will brag about this just for a second. I don't want to make this too much longer, but we'll go on for a little bit here. This is 4% alcohol. And ingredients, if we can focus here: water, malted barley, and hops. That's it. The next line is in a different language. I'll say that one more time. Water, malted barley, and hops. That's it. That's awesome. So, pure beer. It says right there on the label. Pure beer. So this is why this is my favorite beer, because it's very difficult to find a beer like this in America that is so simple and just the only ingredients you need for beer, not all that extra garbage. So and this stuff isn't all that more expensive than your cheaper brands, which would be something like the Carling Black Label beer. Someone was telling me they used to have this in America, but I think that was before my time, so maybe someone else can confirm that. But one reason why Black Label is popular out here, let's see if I can find it. Should be on here. Where is it? Oh, it's on the side here. This beer is 5.5% alcohol. So it's definitely a stronger beer, and so that's why it's very popular amongst, well, I'm going to say everybody here, really. Here's a little energy drink I bought actually on one of my last long drives that I had to do. I didn't end up drinking it, so I'm keeping this for when I have to do another one of those crazy long drives or something and I need a little booster to keep me awake on the road for, you know, 6+ hours, whatever it may be. Some really nice Liquid Fruit is a big brand fruit juice. That's Breakfast Punch. So it says 100% fruit juice blend of grape, pear, orange, and other fruit. So it's nice. You can actually get some good fruit juices out here that's 100%. And something like that will cost you, I think, that might be around 20 Rand. That's the bigger one. That's a 2 liter, so it might be a little more for that one. Usually you get them in the smaller sizes. I think it's closer to like this size, which is a 1 liter. And this is full cream milk, long life. So it's been like super cooked and processed, UHT process, which I still don't know what that means exactly. But my only guess is ultra high temperature process. That's my guess, which is like, you know, basically saying it's pasteurized. But this stuff, yeah, you can actually, you don't even have to refrigerate it. You can leave it out, I don't know, for maybe a week and it's still good. This is some cool stuff. I'm gonna brag about this a little bit. I found this really cool hot sauce. Minis is the brand, and it's called Hot Lava Sauce. You can see right there, lava sauce. It's got a volcano on the front, and it says, oh, if you can read the small print, it says "Thinking Out of the Pot" on top there, just below Minis. Thinking out of the pot. But anyways, this stuff is really good. It actually is very hot too. You put a little dab on your finger and take it in your mouth. I mean, you can feel it's got a kick. So that's nice. Cheese out here, they sell it in little blocks like this with a little saran wrap over it. They'll just put a label on it, tell you, you know, how much they're charging per whatever it is, kilo or whatever. Anyways, $26.89 for this block of cheese. So that's about $3 for a block of. This particular one is cheddar. They do a lot of Gouda, which actually, this is my older block. There's a Gouda, I think they call it a D-Bell. Yeah, here you go. D-Bell, Gouda. That's $3.50, but this was a much bigger piece originally. It's almost finished. And I don't know, I got all sorts of other stuff. I put some canned fruit in here, which is actually quite expensive. A can of anything, canned fruit, is usually at least $1 American. And here's some essentially butter spread. Someone gave this to me, so Tony Elise gave this to me actually. I won't go into detail who that is. Well, it's Isak's mom. Yeah, that's easier to just say that. It's Isak's mom. She gave this to me. But it's essentially butter spread. You know, some bread, tonic water, some yogurt. Yogurt's awesome out here. It's like $2 for that big tub of yogurt, and it's pretty good, I think. This is something really good. Gosh, okay. I wasn't gonna go too much into all this, but we're almost finished. Pear Tizer, sparkling 100% pear juice. This is good stuff. They make this in like grape and apple and maybe one other flavor, I can't remember, but it's sparkling juice and it's awesome. And the best one in my opinion is the pear, and it tastes really good, but you can't find it everywhere. They usually have the grape and they have the apple, but probably not the pear. So I bought that big one while I was at the store. Yeah, I bought some. They call these like Viennas. I'm not gonna flip it around. Essentially, it's hot dogs. Bought some hot dogs, so that's quick, easy eating. This is some chicken meat for like sandwiches. These are really good. I will tell you about this stuff if I can get it out. Sorry, I got one hand here. And I can do it this way. Here we go. Here we go. This is Hunter's, and they make this in a couple different versions, but essentially it's cider. It's just hard cider. Hunter's Dry is what this is, or extra dry, excuse me, dry cider. 440 milliliters. So this is like the big can. They call it. It's really funny. Where is it? Yeah, they call it extra man size, like extra man size or what? Yeah, extra man size. That's it. I think that's funny. They call this man size. It's the bigger can. Let's see. I don't think I have any normal size cans here, but it's probably like the 16 ounce back home or something like that. Anyways, but that's really good stuff. It's a little bit expensive, but I recently I broke down and just bought a bunch of that just because I like it, and I don't think we have that back home, and it's pretty big out here. So that's probably gonna do it for me. I bought a 24 pack, a case of that stuff, and that'll probably do it for me for the rest of the trip for the most part, along with a few other straggling beers and stuff I have around. Their mustard, I bought some mustard. Big hot dog sauce. This stuff cracks me up. It doesn't really taste like mustard, and it's actually, it's a yellowish color, but there's more red in it. It's like mustard sauce mixed with tomato sauce is what I would kind of say it was. It's almost like an orange. It's interesting. Their mustard is definitely different out here. It's not like American mustard. And then the other big sauce that you'll get out here a lot, you know, we have ketchup back home. We have Heinz, All Gold. That's the big brand out here, and it's they call it tomato sauce, but this is ketchup. Okay, this is our version of ketchup, the American's version of ketchup out here, but it's really good. You know, well, I'm not going to get into the details with all the ingredients. It's going to be hard to focus here anyways. But you know, it's tomato paste, the cane sugar they actually use. Okay, well, let's just read it. Cane sugar, vinegar, salt, spices, water. I think it's getting into a different language. I think that's all it was. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. So it's you know, there's not a bunch of garbage in it, because I really like Heinz tomato, or, you know, sorry, I almost called it tomato sauce. Heinz ketchup. Back in the States, I like it a lot. flavor wise, what I don't like about it is that there's, you know, sugar's like the second ingredient, and whatever other garbage is in it. It's not a very good pure product. But wrapping up here, for the most part, what's in the fridge. This is really good stuff. I learned about this out here, and I was like, man, like, I don't usually eat pork, at least that much. I try not to, for my own reasons, but this is honey savor glaze, okay? And this is essentially what we Americans would consider bacon, but they put it, not always, but well, usually you'll see it like this, in a vacuum packed bag, and it has this kind of orange sauce, like marinade in there. And you know, it's pretty sweet, but it says sweet honey flavor with top notes of ginger and black pepper. That's what it's described as here. If I can focus, yeah. And anyways, this is $2 basically. So you get this, you know, obviously they cook down a little bit. There's maybe probably 5 or 6 rashers, as they call them, of bacon. But this is really good. Oh man, throw that over the fire. It's kind of more of a sweet, but then you get the bacon fat in there, and holy moly, this is I don't know why I haven't seen more South Africans eat this since I've been out here, but that is some good stuff. I'm really liking that. And to wrap up in the freezer here, there's not much. There's a Hunter's Dry that I'm getting cold, and I've got a loaf of bread and some extra ice things that I'm making here, some ice things, and some fish sticks. That's basically fish sticks, and obviously ice. So that's it. I've got some other little products, I guess, in my room and stuff, but I'll cover that in some other post. I don't know how exciting this stuff is anyways, but then you can kind of see, I don't know, this is what's in my kitchen. I actually didn't even get this fridge till, I don't know, maybe a few weeks ago. Well, certainly 3 weeks ago. No more than a month, that's for sure. I haven't had it that long, so it's actually been nice to kind of have a fridge where I can keep some stuff. Otherwise, before I was kind of relying on, you know, peanut butter and jelly and things that you could just leave out and make real easy and fast for a quick bite sometimes if I had to fend for myself. But that's about it. While I'm here, I'll wrap up with the puppies are out front and they're playing. That's the Rhodesian Ridgeback puppies. That's a few of them anyways, and they like to run around and play and bark and squeal and cause trouble. but they're cool. They're cool. They like to run up to me and bite my legs and lick me and all sorts of stuff. So they're cool little dogs. But yeah, there's 10 of those little troublemakers. So well, that's what's going on outside right now. Then panning up to the skies, you can see it's definitely a partly cloudy day or mostly cloudy day. It's very humid, and we have had some thunder and lightning storms recently. So I wouldn't be surprised if something else rolls in sometime soon. I mean, there's a lot of these big clouds, and there's the heat and everything. I mean, you know, it's a little bit windy. You can see the trees over here blowing. So there's the doghouse. But yeah, anyways, so that was kind of a scattered update anyways of a few things going on. I have to go back down there in, well, not that long. I got to check the time, maybe an hour and a half or so, to help out, go do the braai, cook the meat tonight for this big gigantic group of people, 60 people approximately. And And then we're gonna go do some weird game. I'm not sure exactly what it is.